Hello and welcome to the folks. This is Tejas,
I'm Tani.
and we are going to discuss the brilliant movie Sinners.
Yeah.
So, what are your opinions about this movie, Tani?
So this movie, according to me, is a very interesting study of a black country, but with the flavor of fantastical cinema. This is like
Yeah,
this movie
yeah,
it takes all the genres, different kinds of genres, philosophies, and picturization and camera position and all that, and then puts in this heart wrenching, period piece kind of thing. And this, I mean,
yeah,
this conglomeration or kind of merger between these two philosophies. Oh my god, the
yeah,
cinema was better for this movie. I mean, it felt good.
yeah. So, this is a supernatural movie,
Yeah.
but it feels extremely grounded in reality
Mm.
and the history and the past of the people of color in America. So yeah, it's a fantastic interpretation of fantasy and reality combined. It's
True.
like it takes a brain like Ryan Coogler to even make a movie like this, and we are better
Yeah.
for it in the
Oh,
industry.
yeah, totally. I mean,
Speaking of industry,
yeah. I mean, coming to that, so the
yeah,
industry is actually was in a kind of a overhaul period during the last 2 months, because none of the movies were
yeah,
hitting the way Hollywood was expecting it to hit, and
yeah,
financially also and critically as well. But this movie came like a juggernaut. People were happy also. It is
it
time
came
that
in
we
like
saw.
a wrecking
Wrecking
ball.
ball, right? It came
Yeah,
like a wrecking ball, yeah, and but in a good way. You know what? The whole, I mean, Minecraft did break even, kind of things. I mean, financially, but then again, it is inclined towards that child,
that movie was a walking, talking meme.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
worked as a meme, not as serious cinema.
right,
So credit to Minecraft, it did what it did very well.
yeah,
But
absolutely, yeah,
it was not a love letter to cinema and the art of movie making at any point, and
yeah.
they never claimed to be.
I mean,
So we
I mean,
needed a movie like
children.
Sinners.
Yeah, totally. Children will like it. Families will go like it. All that is fine. But
Adults will like it.
adults will like it. But when,
Ironically,
yeah, when Sinners came, it was more like, from the first scene, from the get go, the movie was asking us very complicated questions through the lens of music, and through the lens of sound, through the lens of perception of what black folks usually are, and then these lead characters which are bigger than general criteria of a black folk. And I mean, things like this movie celebrates black culture with all the facets of black culture which were already discussed. And if you go back to our channel on folks PC, we have celebrated the Black History Month and celebrated a lot of people who have created music and art
yeah,
and all that. So this movie kind of feels like it's like a celebration of all those people who are, who made
exactly,
this black
exactly.
color, significant in the world. And yeah, it
Yeah.
and there is absolutely no gimmick in this movie. This movie just fires on all cylinders, man, all the time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Take
even though
it, Teju.
spoiler alert, there are vampires, but even the presence of vampires
Right,
doesn't feel forced.
right,
The presence of
right.
vampires in this movie feels more like social commentary.
Oh
The
yeah,
vampires are representing something in this movie.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
before we start talking about the details of the movie,
Right.
let's go to the box office.
Oh yeah. So I have pulled up the details. So pardon me. The movie had done 122.5 million in an opening weekend around the globe, and it came 45 million in US box office. So it's not quite the big number which we are usually seeing above 100 or close to 90 and things like that, which Marvel does, or which
Yeah,
these many movies which have children orientation and mass appeal, they do that. But then the point is,
massy movies.
massy movies, right? In India also we have a lot of massy movies which do like quite a big number. But interestingly, the second week drop is just 6%. I mean, any movie would kill for this number, right? So this movie has
Exactly.
got legs, so many legs. This movie has got for the future, that Ryan Coogler is going to be happy with the performance of this movie, and
Like
both box
I'm
office and
pretty sure,
critically.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that
Yeah.
this is one of those movies which will actually have quite a significant word of mouth effect, and people are gonna revisit the movie even 3 weeks and 4 weeks in,
Mm,
because they will hear more and more about it. There will be subtle discussions and not so subtle discussions about this movie, both in the zeitgeist and in the drawing rooms,
right.
and it will basically, and it has for at least a week, it has made people go and see what it is all about. And that is how I think traditional cinema has to work moving forward, that
Right.
make such robust movies, that it is not just about the first week numbers, or it is not just about the flash value, but
Mm,
something that is robust, something that
right.
stands up week after week after week. And that is
Right.
what this movie, I think, is gonna do even in the third week.
Absolutely.
I don't think
Absolutely.
there's gonna be a significant drop at all.
No, I personally feel that probably the international markets would have some kind of,
Yeah,
kind of saturation point with this movie, because again, movie is very rewatchable, but it's kind of a heavy material to watch again and again. So maybe
yeah,
there will come
yeah,
a very saturation point, but then again, the market told us that the break even point for this movie, including I mean, the production budget and the advertisement and all that, that came around 170, 185 for the whole movie, and the movie is already done 160 around the globe. So this is like fantastic. The movie is already going to break even, probably, like while
yeah,
we are talking about this movie, this week itself it will be breaking even, and from
yeah.
there it
And
will
it's a
be.
good thing,
Yeah, yeah,
because
totally, yeah.
movies like Thunderbolts are coming next weekend.
Right, right,
So it's a good thing that it is,
right.
because a lot of screens will be taken up by the new movies week after week
Oh
after
yeah,
week.
sure,
And
sure,
that is why
sure,
this number is
sure.
amazing.
Hey,
And that
by
is
the
why
way,
this number is amazing.
by the way, Teju, I just wanted to ask you. You and I watched this movie in IMAX. What was your experience watching this movie exclusively in IMAX, man?
So, any movie watched in IMAX is a different experience,
Right.
because the screen is bigger, it's more immersive, and the subtle ratio changes that happen in IMAX,
Hmm.
they are a treat to watch always.
Yeah.
And this movie utilized it to perfection.
Right.
There were scenes in this movie
Right.
where some intense action is going on, and suddenly the cinema from wide angle becomes the shorter aspect ratio of IMAX,
Yeah.
and just to create more hyper focus on a specific element of the movie. And that was cinematographic genius that probably in the standard screens won't be as visible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is why
Totally.
watching in IMAX is always, if there is any movie that is releasing in IMAX and if it is running in the theater next to my home in India, I will always watch it. I'll always shell out the extra bit of money and
Yeah.
watch it in IMAX,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
any movie shot in IMAX is confident that it can look good on IMAX, and
Totally.
I will trust the movie to look better.
Totally. Because the producers, because the actors, they always wanted for people to experience the movie as immersive experience. And IMAX, nothing
Yeah,
better than IMAX. At least in India, we have
yeah,
nothing better than IMAX right
yeah.
now. Right now.
70 IMAX is something that if it comes to India, we would love it.
Oh, we
Like
love
the real
Pixel.
IMAX.
Pixel is
Yeah,
grand, but then the theaters are not really up to that level of, like, the Pixel level. But then again, IMAX
yeah,
is like the standard for this movie. So if you've not watched the movie,
yeah,
it's kind of a plug for IMAX. And IMAX, you can always call us for a collab.
yeah.
So yeah, totally.
We won't mind that at
We won't
all.
mind that. It's a free
Yeah,
invitation to IMAX. So yeah, please watch this movie in IMAX if
yeah,
you get the chance to watch. Acha,
yeah,
one more thing, Teju, I wanted to ask you. This movie, I mean, Ryan Coogler broke some very traditional norms with the movie making. Usually, people go with the back end earnings and all that. But Ryan Coogler said, no, no, I'm gonna go with the first dollar first serve kind of basis. So usually the production houses, businesses, and the studios, they go with, like, completely heavy on the first 2 weeks of the movie, and then they grab hold of maximum money which they can get, and the theaters get a 60 to 50% cut in the coming weekends. But there is no studio involvement with this movie. This is like totally Ryan Coogler running the show from his house all over the globe. So he, so
I think,
essentially, yeah. So essentially, this,
yeah. So,
yeah. Go on, take it, take it.
yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was asking you, I was wondering, what would be your point of view on directors owning their creative, ambitions of a movie, and then pushing forward this narrative that I am very happy with this product, and I would love to get the engagement done from the creative perspective, not from the studio, because the studio always gets the bad rep of being the money making monster kind of things, but they're not really that, but
The
essentially
corporate.
the corporate, right. So yeah, so in that context, Rand Coogler kind of has the last laugh kind of thing, right, in this whole scenario. Is
And yeah, and I think you were asking my perspective and opinion on this,
right.
and I think I speak for all of us here at the Folks,
Yeah,
including yourself and myself,
sure,
and the rest of the team members who are not in front of the screen right
sure,
now,
sure.
that moving forward, this is the way to go. Artists should own their art.
Yeah, totally.
Art belongs to the artist, marketing belongs to the company,
Mm,
and company should assist the artists, but artists have the first right to the cut,
right.
because without the artists there will be no company. Like, I'm about to go on a rant now, like I'm
Please,
gearing up for a rant
please,
about the corporate culture. So
absolutely, please.
we most of us and most of the viewers working here are probably working in the corporate,
Right.
and we all know that these money making machines will make money off your back. They will earn off your IP, they will earn off your hard work, they will earn off your uh, perseverance, and they will earn off your sucking off to the managers as well.
Mm,
So they will earn off of everything. They'll give you token money, they'll give you token increments. They will basically exploit you to 100 and give you 20 in return. And steps like what Ryan Coogler is doing right now will probably ensure in the future that no, 60, 70, 80 of it belongs to the people who do the work,
right.
and then it goes to the upper echelon, and that is enough
Mm,
for them
yeah,
to make way
yeah,
more than the money and effort they have put in.
totally.
So
Right.
yeah,
Totally.
because the risk and the reward both belong to the artist.
Yeah, it does.
If
It
the
does.
movie doesn't succeed, because if the movie doesn't succeed, if the art doesn't succeed, then it's the artist's stomach, is the director's stomach, it's the actor's stomach that will get less food. So
Totally.
they will have more initiative to create better cinema, to create better art, to
Mm.
create things that will work better with both the people and be true to the media as well,
Ah,
be true to the story they are trying to tell
right.
as well.
Totally.
So
Totally.
it will only elevate the industry, and at the end of the day, the corporate machinery will also be the better for it,
Right.
because overall, more quality is equal to more viewers, always.
Yes, yes. Good product always
So
brings
yeah, rant
people to the
over.
seat. Yeah, this is fantastic because good quality cinema brings people to the seats of the theater, and that's
Yeah,
good for the theater
yeah,
and the industry, both as well. Fantastic
yeah,
point. They're just fantastic for helping us go through that corporate mindset and giving
yeah,
us your point of view. Okay, one more thing which I wanted to add to this whole discussion was the amount of audience
yeah,
percentage which we have right now. How many people turned up for the movie and what kind of demographic they come from. So the numbers
yeah.
in front of me, they say 49% black, okay, 27% Caucasian, which is kind of a big
Fascinating.
turnout. Yeah, big turnout for
It's a big
a
deal.
movie
It's a
like
big
this.
deal.
Exactly.
A
14%.
clearly black movie.
Right, and 14% Latino and Hispanic. Okay, 14%
Makes
Latino and
sense.
Hispanic, yeah, and patrons of other nomenclature, different kinds of. The first audience was again 6% Asian and 4% Native American. So, so it's kind of, yeah, it's a black cinema, yes, but at the same time, the diversity around the globe, which you can add to 50%, 51% the other section, other than the black people. kind of the majority which who came to the movie. So what do you think Ryan Coogler has in the zeitgeist and the strength he has to pull people of different communities for a very period specific black cinema? What is your point of view
So,
for this?
Ryan Coogler has proven with the two Black Panther movies
Yeah,
that he can make cinema that touches you, touches your heart, touches your soul, irrespective of how you look and where you are.
right,
And this movie proves that again, because you are not just seeing black people suffering or black people rising up, you are seeing people.
right, right.
Yeah, you are seeing the perseverance of people, you are seeing the strengths of people, you are seeing the politics of people, you are seeing the impact of people, and it's set up in an era where basically it's set up in an era where there is discrimination, or the discrimination is just starting to like simmer down a bit,
Mm,
but the essence of it is still there. So without telling much about the movie, we
right,
can say that like it's probably set up in the early 1900s,
right.
where the racism is there,
Mm,
but the slavery has recently stopped,
mm,
but the racism is still prevalent. The clans are still there, even though they are in hiding, and they still are there, sadly.
right.
But yeah, so that social commentary of the movie is s- set in such an earnest manner by Ryan Coogler, and
Absolutely.
that is what probably works for us. And I will create a comparison with the Tarantino lens of
Mm,
making socially aware movies as well.
right, right.
So so we have seen, probably a lot of us in the audience have seen Django Unchained and enjoyed it. Another movie made through the black lens, but
Mm,
that movie is over the top in its action and the consequences, and it creates a hero.
mm.
Ryan Coogler has the amazing ability to not create a hero but create a community.
Fantastic point, Tejas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally see
Yeah,
this. I
right.
totally see when you say
Yeah,
this. I because I've seen the movie, I can totally see where you're coming from. I mean, the logic behind it.
yeah,
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah,
yeah.
fantastic.
And
I
even
yeah,
in a superhero movie, in both
right.
the Black Panther movies, the movies are more about the community than the one hero,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And and
We always say "Long live the king," but actually, what we mean is Wakanda forever. It's always that. It's
exactly,
always that in the back of the head.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And I think I can speak for the both of us that with us, it's always Wakanda forever in the front of the head and everything else in the back.
Yeah,
Like
totally, totally. Yeah.
heroes are made, but communities create.
Hmm.
That's a punchline.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Cool,
brilliant
cool.
movie. Now I have a question for you,
Yeah,
Tariq.
sure.
So my
Shoot.
question to you is
Yeah,
that now there has been almost 1.5 to 2 weeks of this movie, right? This
yeah,
movie has run for 2 weeks.
yeah.
It's running with good legs. It's not jogging yet. It's running right
It's
now.
totally running. Yeah.
And what do you think this run means to the industry and this run means to cinema in general
Okay, so
going
very
forward?
interesting. Yeah, very interesting question for me. What I was wondering was, what Warner Brothers, specifically as a studio, they have been struggling for quite some time to
Yeah,
launch something which is more like social commentary, but kind of engaging. And Christopher Nolan's loss with Warner Brothers was also very gut punch for the studio, and during
yeah,
his financial upheavals, battles, and all that. So Warner Brothers needed a
yeah,
win, big time, big time. They needed a win.
yes,
So that
yes.
helps a specific studio. I mean, that logic is very clear. Apart from that, the people, our people, like us, like people who watch cinema and they enjoy cinema generally.
The cine goers,
Yeah, the cinegoers, not the upper echelon, more nuanced thinkers, but the general public. What I'm talking about is like the general world, which who goes for the movie and who goes for an
as
experience,
we like to say in Hindi, the janta.
the janta, right? So those people, they were always craving for for a movie which is not a catalog movie. It's a new movie, and it also moves people. It also is emotionally charging. It is also visually engrossing. It is also, the fight scenes, the choreography, the dance sequences, or the sound designs, all that like should be like top notch. So again, Christopher
Yeah,
Nolan does it in spades, and there are other people. Dune has done it in spades and things like that. So there are great examples of such cinema. But this year actually started very cold. So nothing
yeah,
was
true.
breaking out in 2025 when the studios were saying that wait for 2025, it is gonna push the envelope even further, and movies are gonna earn even more. And we were like way behind the cross line there. So again, so that
But
all.
but cometh summer, cometh
Oh
summer
yeah.
hits.
There is a mayhem coming. I can feel
Yeah,
the mayhem
a
in me.
storm is brewing.
The storm's brewing. The financial critical storm is brewing in Hollywood. And
And the
yeah.
the the start of the hurricane is Sinners,
Yeah,
and
totally,
we love it.
totally. And you know what? This movie, maybe there are people who will say कि financially it is not, competing with those four quadrant movies, but
Yeah,
that doesn't really matter because the conversation around the
that's not the
studio.
point.
That's not the point. The conversation around cinema is so vibrant right now that everybody's talking about a movie, and that helps people to move from theater to theater in time to time. So again, this movie kicked off a very good season for the cinema, and
So
we
just
love
to
it.
nudge you a bit,
Right.
so just to nudge you a bit,
Right.
the bacon is cooking.
Oh, right. Oh, Kevin Bacon. If you have not seen the clip yet, please go to his Instagram channel and watch out. Kevin Bacon just watched this movie and he was off the moon, off the charts. His experience was so enthralling. And his
Yeah,
wife, I suppose his wife, I'm sorry if we are taking it wrong. So I'm sorry, ma'am. But whosoever you are, you had the most
his
brilliant.
wife.
Yeah, so the most brilliant composed sentence for this movie she gave us that if you want to see cinema like this, you need to go to theaters so that the movie industry will make more movies like this. So it's like a cyclic process.
Exactly,
It's a cyclic process, and
exactly.
we people, the folks, you the folks, and we the people, everybody has to come together to help and to move towards these cinema and
To
movies.
uh, to pursue
Right.
to pursue quality cinema
Absolutely.
and make it run
Oh,
and
totally,
make it run.
totally, totally.
And the 6% figure, the 6% drop is telling us that the marathon is alive and well,
Oh, yeah.
and it
Yes.
can run,
It will
and
run.
it can
It
run.
will run. It can run totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tejas.
So we so I have one point to
Please,
add
please,
that
please,
we
please.
all are excited about the Thunderbolts. We are all excited about the Fantastic Fours. We are all excited about the Superman. But those are tried and tested.
Hmm.
They work.
Right.
The only reason they will not work is probably if the story quality is not good enough. But
Fair point.
the movies like Sinners is what takes cinema forward,
Hmm.
because a story like that did not exist before Sinners
Hmm.
came.
Right.
And that breath of fresh air is something that is essential in the era of prequels and sequels,
Yeah. Totally.
and continued narratives. We
Correct.
all love continued narratives, but we need a start stop movie like The Sinners
Yeah.
to come in between
Right.
and just remind us what standalone cinema is all about.
Exactly. Why?
And
Yes. Yes. Yes.
standalone cinema is what has given the tools for continuation based narrative
Yeah.
to
Totally.
run.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the first example of that continued cinema, we always go back to George Lucas and his Star Wars trilogy, the OG trilogy, and as a
May the
movie,
fourth is coming.
May the Fourth is coming, and always we always talk about this, you and I, that the first three movies essentially were the single movie in his mind that this is the story I'm gonna tell, and that was his one movie, and that changed cinema forever and in so
Yeah,
many different domains. So yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, you're right that single movies who have like a narrative and a start to end, they always push the cinema forward in many new
And
directions. Yeah.
And another point to it, and we need it from more people than the Scorseses and the Nolans.
Totally, totally, totally. And you
Yeah,
know what?
because the Scorseses and the Nolans keep doing that.
Yeah,
But if only they keep doing that, then it's a duopoly, and no one enjoys a
no,
duopoly.
nobody.
We need diversity.
Exactly. The more voices in the crowd, the more vibrance we will have on the screen. Totally, absolutely.
Yeah,
So again,
yeah,
I will come back to this thing, Teju. Critical responses of this movie, both audience and critics, has been staggering. Staggering. I
yeah.
mean, there is no other word for that. It's like 98% on Rot.
I think it's in 99 right
It
now.
should be. I am not sure. The numbers which I'm
I think
seeing.
I saw news yesterday. I saw news yesterday that it is on 99 and it is one of the highest movies ever on Rotten.
Fantastic. I mean, that's great itself. And
Yeah.
the genre, as you and I have talked about, it's a period fantastical horror thriller kind of, the tone,
It
kind
it
of.
blends a lot.
Yeah, it blends a lot.
That that movie has fantasy. Sorry,
Yeah.
why I don't know why I said it the way I said it. That
Yeah.
movie has fantasy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that movie has a ground in reality,
Totally.
and that movie has social commentary.
Yeah.
And this basically this movie, it's hard to put it in one genre or
Mm.
even two genres or
Yeah.
three genres,
Yeah.
because at times it becomes a mockumentary, at times it
Mm.
becomes a documentary, at times there are vampires biting people's
Mm.
faces off,
Right.
and at times there are stakes through the heart,
Right.
and then there is the musical element of
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
musical element of this
Totally.
movie by itself means this movie could easily be categorized as a musical.
Yeah, yeah.
the
It is.
soul
It,
the
it
soul
is
of this
about.
movie is music.
Yeah, the soul of this movie is about black music, talk,
Blues.
yeah, blues specifically, and delivered by black people, and and probably what it means to deliver that music, and what it means to create that
Yeah.
music for those communities. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and it also is a great social commentary of the era, that how a certain type of music was considered by the Christians
Mm,
to be sinful.
right,
And the
right.
title of the movie has multiple
Oh,
layers:
yeah, yeah,
sinners, vampires.
right.
Sinners, people who are basically uh, taking up all the seven deadly sins are represented in this movie in one way or the other.
Yeah,
We will probably be making a video specifically to show the similes of all seven sins. We'll not do it here
yeah.
because it will require a script and we are freeballing here. So yeah, so that will require a script because
Uh,
it's a crisp thing and we
uh,
will be talking about it.
totally.
There is the perceived sin that is being shown as well, and there are multiple perceived sins in this movie that are being shown,
Mm,
and it is thwarting the sense of sin, one sin at a time.
right,
So the movie's title itself is a story,
right, right.
and that is the genius of Ryan
Right,
Coogler.
totally.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, Tani, on this note,
Right,
uh, I think we have talked enough of the movie
right.
without disclosing beyond what was disclosed in the trailer of the movie.
Yeah, kind
And
of.
i think I think people should go contribute to
We
the
urge
third
you
week
to go.
legs of this
We
movie.
want you to go
Yeah.
to this
and
movie.
and
Yeah,
we are gonna watch this again and again.
sure.
This movie will be one of those movies we have Blu-ray of,
Yeah. Oh,
and it's gonna be
yes.
fantastic. Yeah, this is one of those movies that if a movie could run on a vinyl player, we would purchase discs of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's a classic.
chakra reference. Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah,
Great talking to you about this, Tejas. And yeah,
yeah,
this movie, we can go in detail. We can go in detail in other videos on the music of this. I have a favorite scene. Tejas also
yeah,
has
me too.
many favorite scenes. He has many favorite scenes. So
So
we'll,
I have favorite scenes for different categories and subcategories. So
yeah.
that's how my mind
That's
works.
great. For me, there are like two, three very important scenes which I also feel are very
Yeah,
powerful, and
yeah.
it gave me emotional
And
chills. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and my favorite scenes, some of my favorite scenes are one-liners
Mm,
intermittently
mm,
sparsed in
mm,
the movie.
mm,
Like they are sprayed like
mm.
salt and seasoning,
Yeah.
and they by themselves they don't look much, but the
In the
impact they
in the
create in your mind
context
when
of
you
the
hear.
cinema, in the context of the cinema,
No, in the
they
context of real
deliver.
world, more
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in
The,
the context,
I mean,
the
totally.
relatability to those
As
sentences.
you just said,
Yeah,
it sometimes it becomes a documentary and it talks like real world stuff. So yeah, that itself is like fantastic and great. So
exactly, exactly. So
folks,
yeah,
here we are, sinning on the YouTube arena,
yeah,
kind of. Maybe not sinning, maybe just surviving somehow. And
yeah.
yeah, so here Tejas and I, we are the folks, and we will see you in the next one.